home, Nerd Thug Radio. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey guys.
Captain Joey Savage.
DLG!
The devil went down to DLG.
That's right.
And
Yep,
Nico.
it's Nico here.
And then Nico.
Hey, I'm here. Also part of the DLGs.
Yes.
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 You're listening to us on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1,
Siesta Stations.
and worldwide at...
IRLoneStar.com.
Check us out, nerdthugradio.com. Holla, holla, holla at your boys.
Hey, I'm going to do something cool here.
Okay, try
do
it.
Do you think this sounds cooler?
What?
I'm just turning my mic sideways. It's like,
No.
I'm a hip-hop star.
No.
No?
Doesn't
No.
work.
No, it's like...
Turn it back now.
It's like if you just
No.
turn to the side. No?
No.
It's like if a hat was sideways.
I kind of do that a little bit.
Right, yeah. Like you have like a straight bill, but like
Yeah.
if you turn sideways, you'd be hood.
Always
cool.
to the left side. That's the white trash side.
Uh-oh. See? So mine's to the left side.
Right. So
Yeah.
You're good. Okay. Anyways, so this last week,
I was just trying something.
professional wrestling,
I was just trying something out.
something that we both are very passionate about.
And do in our spare time. I'm
Yes.
the Big Show.
You are. I'm Kevin Owens,
You would.
minus the beard.
You so
We have like
would.
almost the same body build.
The whiny Canadian.
Yeah, but
And you. Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that.
yeah,
I
I'm
can
the
see
whitey
that.
Canadian. But they had their superstar shakeup. We mentioned it at the very end of the show last week.
Yeah, it's a very
So-
exciting thing.
Might as well touch up on it and
Yeah.
talk to you guys about how incredibly wrong we were. Only thing I think I called was Charlotte Flair. I said the whole time, going over to SmackDown.
True.
That happened. So
True.
I was one of 50.
Right.
Nice.
I believe I said out loud that Dean Ambrose was leaving.
I think you did too. And then I said there were going to be some new tag teams. That was a lame thing. Neither one of the tag teams I thought were going went.
Yeah, no.
Neither one of them.
And it's basically how I kind of called that on that one. Because you kept saying, oh, well, Enzo and Cass will go over there and they'll get the belts and they'll just they'll beat the SmackDown tag team. And I said, but there's no tag teams for them to fight. There's no point.
It's like 3 of them. Now there's 4 of them.
And
5 of them.
And SmackDown just doesn't air tag team matches. They just
Well,
don't.
they haven't had the talent.
But see, I don't. We said that, but I started thinking about like the Usos are a good
They
tag
had been.
team,
Yeah, that's it.
and
They've tried to push American Alpha. And here's the thing that's weird. Okay, let me get this out of here. I was reading this article today, and it was talking about how popular NXT has become.
Yes.
And how it's almost hurting SmackDown and Raw because they have these guys that are on NXT that are huge over with the crowd, and then when they bring them up to the big leagues, they kind of middle card them and don't give them the push, and then they're slowly dying out. The Ascension was huge as a tag team. American Alpha was huge as a tag team. The Vaudevillains, all 3 of those tag teams were champions at one point. They were huge in NXT, and they just kind of pushed them down.
So the Vaudevillains definitely got pushed down. I agree with that.
Yeah.
American Alpha did not get pushed down.
No. They're the only one.
American Alpha, they went out there and they gave them all the TV time those 2 losers
You just
wanted.
don't like them.
They were terrible. They're
still
not
good.
fun to watch.
People like them.
They're 2 short, greasy little.
Well, that black dude, Jason Jordan's not very short. He's kind of tall.
They still seem short for wrestlers.
You're short for a wrestler.
I would not be a very tall wrestler. I would be a tiny person in that ring.
Okay, let's jump back though to.
Well, no, hang on, let me
Shakedown.
finish the
Okay,
point.
go ahead, finish.
So American Alpha.
Okay, let's jump back to.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, finish.
Are we hokey poking? so American
Let
Alpha.
me finish for a minute.
I'm gonna let you finish in a minute. So American Alpha, they just weren't good. They just, as great as they must have been in NXT to get the push,
Right.
when they got to the prime time,
They weren't showing up.
it didn't happen. I mean, they even put them in a huge match against the Wyatts when the Wyatts had the tag team titles, and they beat the Wyatts twice.
Yep.
So in reality, like how wrestling works, when you conclude a rivalry like that, you should have won up. Like you should have stolen that guy's momentum,
And they gave it to the Usos.
and they didn't do it.
I don't think it was working with them with the belts. But then, okay, so the 2 tag teams they brought over to SmackDown were
Are pointless.
the New Day, not pointless.
The New Day will be fun whenever they get they're
Kofi
healing
comes
up.
back.
Right, they're healing.
But then they brought the Shining Stars over,
Pointless.
who have been
pointless.
they've been a washaway gimmick on Raw.
They're-
But they had them come out in like street clothes. Like now all of a sudden they're gonna be like a big deal and push the.
Right. Like here's what those 2 guys are. Every time you needed some people to knock out or throw around or put through a table, and you just wanted someone else to hey, you want to look cool? We'll get the Shining Stars out there and you'll beat them up for 30 seconds.
Right.
That's what they were. They were cannon fodder. They were literally the henchmen in a movie.
Right.
And so now all of a sudden they're going to be an important tag team.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
That.
But regardless, okay. Let's jump over to Raw. So we're watching Raw separately.
Yes.
And we're texting as it's happening.
Yes, because we are cool like that.
Because we are BFFs.
Right.
And we were completely surprised the entire time.
Yeah, from
Like,
start to finish.
From the start. The start, they show The Miz out there. Actually, like, when they played John Cena's music, I was like, holy crap, really? I thought he was done. And then it was actually The Miz. And
His
then,
wife looks so hot dressed as Nikki Bella.
yeah, hotter than Nikki Bella.
Yeah, which is weird because I think Nikki Bella's smoking
But
hot.
she's hotter than her.
She's a hotter version of Nikki Bella.
Right.
But when she's not in Nikki Bella costume,
You
she's
don't
not
think
as
so?
attractive. Like, I'm less attracted to her when she's not Nikki Bella.
And then Dean Ambrose came right out.
Right. Like, so
Which
right
was
at the top
big.
of the show, 2 of the top 6 people on SmackDown
Were
are
on.
now on Raw.
Right.
And so,
It just kept carrying on. And
Right.
then they brought over, who else did they bring over? They started doing all these montages.
Alexa Bliss came over.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss.
That's a big deal.
And Mickey James.
Right. Well,
I called that. Go back.
Cares?
Called that one.
Who
But the
cares?
biggest surprise of all of them going to Raw would have been Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
When the lights went out,
And he's calling out Finn Balor.
it's like, holy jeez.
I think it's a great rivalry for both of those guys.
The Eater of Worlds versus the Demon.
Right. I think that's going to be a fun, total wrestling gimmicky
Right.
rivalry. But it's crazy. They literally just left a bunch of Bray Wyatt storylines at
Yeah,
SmackDown, and they just.
That's the thing.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of comic books when somebody gets fired behind the scenes and someone else comes in the next week and it's like, what? Captain America just moved to Brooklyn?
Shake it
Like,
up.
we were in the middle of something in
even tie up
Oregon.
any
Yeah,
loose
they
ends.
just 2 months later.
Well, they have all this whole
What?
thing with the Wyatt family, and even last week they
Nothing
had
was
Eric
resolved.
Rowan return and like help Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton, and Luke Harper joined Randy Orton,
Right.
and then shake up. Let's just put Wyatt on Raw, even
Boom,
though he's about
done.
to fight for the title.
They called it the shake-up, guys.
It was the shake up. They
It was
shook
the
it up.
shake-up.
They shook it up.
Yeah. Anytime Vince McMahon shows up, you know it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And then the Drifter coming up, he's a big deal in NXT.
Yeah, he has been El Vagabondo.
Well,
Is that really what they call him?
he
Yeah, I
lost,
know
he
he
lost
lost.
a get fired match, and
And so he came the next week and wrestled with the mask on as El Vagabondo.
That's
But he
such a
just,
good
I
bit.
missed that part. He just came out on stage, right?
yeah, he didn't even go in the ring. He literally,
It was right before something.
it's right before the Dean Ambrose Miz match.
Right.
The Dean Ambrose literally just gets in the ring, and then the announcer's like cuts to the table because their table's up there by the walkway,
Right.
and he's just walking around holding a guitar. Like he looks lost. Like it looks like he stumbled out and was like, "Is this the restroom?"
He's drifting.
He's just wandering. Yeah, he's just
just
drifting.
drifting.
He's just wandering by, and someone goes, "Is that the Drifter?" And someone was like, "Yeah, what is he doing here?"
Drifting, clearly.
Right.
So
and
it
then,
almost
and
makes
then
me
he just
feel like
walks backstage again.
who is he going to be feuding with on the show?
Himself.
Right. Well, they went heavy tag teams on Raw.
It's going to be Michael Bondo versus the Drifter.
It's like, okay, all right. So I don't know.
I need a minute.
I showed you this right yesterday. There's a video. It's Anderson Silva, the Spider, UFC fighter.
yeah.
He's supposed to fight the next UFC event, and so they had their press conference yesterday. Well, his opponent dropped out, so they're doing the press stuff, and he gets up there and he starts doing all this moves,
He like slaps a hand away.
slaps a hand away and
It's
stuff,
invisible.
and then he walks to the other side and starts doing it again, and then he just starts doing the press for both fighters.
It was pretty good.
That could be the Drifter and
Yeah.
Vagabondo.
He just starts doing like his half of the move, like suplexes himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoa!
But they did go super tag heavy on Raw.
Okay, can I tell you my theory?
Sure, go. Why
All
not?
right,
That's
all right.
what this show's for.
Okay,
Theories.
so here's what I think happened. The last year, SmackDown has beat the Raw in ratings every week.
Oh, y'all.
And to me,
To the credit of AJ Styles, the face that runs the place.
honestly, I think it's to the credit of Shane McMahon. I think he's done a really good job of
with AJ Styles.
Yeah, whatever. No, what he's doing is
Find the AJ Styles music.
he's showcasing guys. He's giving guys an opportunity, even though they're not necessarily title shots. What he's doing is building these rivalries and showcasing.
We discussed
these guys.
this a couple months ago.
Right.
They went back to the old school SmackDown 6-point plan.
Right.
You get 6 guys,
And
and
you
you
just
feature
keep-
the whole show
that's
around
right.
them in some form or fashion.
Right, and so they've thrown in the women into the mix. The women always get 1 or 2 matches,
Uh-huh.
and then these 6 guys, yeah, it's kind of rotates around them, and then you should be doing a tag match every
Right.
episode, but they typically don't.
Nope.
But so because they don't, it's worked for those guys.
Everybody's dug it.
And so what they do now, so what I think happened was Vince McMahon, and probably rightly so, WWE in general, probably feels like Raw needs to be the better title
Right. It's 3 hours long.
versus the 2 hours.
It's the first of the week.
It leads the week.
Sets the tone.
Right. So to me, so what they did is they went and they said, who can we take from SmackDown? Because those 6 guys are now prime. Those 6 guys are the biggest they can be.
They're all gone but one.
right.
2.
Exactly.
No, 1. right? Is that what we counted? So they had all 6 of them were in the Elimination Chamber match.
Right.
And there's just 2 left.
2 left.
Styles and Corbin.
Yes.
Everyone else from those 6 are gone.
Was The Miz?
The Miz,
Cena.
Ambrose, Cena, and Wyatt were all in there.
Right. That's right. Yep. Okay. So basically now it's Orton and Styles and
It's going to be Orton, Styles,
Corbin. Owens, Nakamura,
Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler. And I don't really think Dolph Ziggler gets the push. I think they're doing this rivalry to introduce Shinsuke.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because Dolph does great matches.
He does.
I just don't think
He's great on the mic and he's great in the ring, but for whatever reason,
he's always a mid-card guy. He's always been a mid-card guy.
He's been in the title of picture. He was the world heavyweight champion at one point.
Right.
But they've never latched onto him for long term, which I love Dolph Ziggler.
No,
and then
like
Rusev, when Rusev returns on SmackDown,
he'll
get in the mix somehow.
And if they do this kind of cruel thing with Dolph Ziggler, well, like he'll win a title and just to have a rivalry where at the end of the rivalry he drops it to the other guy.
Yeah.
Like Dolph's job is to build up people.
Is very good at putting other people over.
Right. Which I'm sure you got to have people.
He's making a living doing it.
And you've got to have people like that in the road, like in WWE. Everyone can't win.
Well, he's also one of those guys, kind of similar to Bray Wyatt, that he's exciting whenever rivalry's in. You don't necessarily have to put the title on him.
Right, and that's what I was telling you about Bray Wyatt. Is like Bray Wyatt is one of those guys. You almost never even have to give him a belt because people are already attached to him.
Right.
So SmackDown builds him up.
We got 30 seconds.
Yeah. So SmackDown builds him up. Raw takes them because now, ideally, there's going to be eyes that were watching SmackDown that now will have to watch Raw because man, those guys have been awesome for the last year.
Let's see what they're going to do now.
Right.
It's different to people.
Right. And as far as the tag teams and stuff like that go, Raw just has that extra hour. They just do.
They got 6 solid tag teams now.
Now with moving Charlotte Flair, I will say this about the women's division. The women's division got smaller in size-wise.
But better.
But I do think the reason they got smaller size-wise, I was thinking about it, is to make Nia Jax seem more impressive. Because she'll be able to, like, the move she couldn't do against Charlotte Flair, where she almost dropped her on her head, she could totally do that to Alexa Bliss.
Right.
She could throw her around 3 times.
Well, now it's going to be great because we're going to get some Charlotte Flair and some
Becky Lynch
stuff,
oh, man.
Which is going to be good.
Whoa!
Mixed in with a little Naomi.
You know what? Yeah, Naomi's going to have that belt for about an hour.
Yeah.
Naomi, say goodbye. But you know what was cool is when she got into the ring, and then we'll get out of here. When Becky Lynch came into the ring, SmackDown crowd literally sang her song for another 45
she's
seconds.
Hot.
I mean, it's
not just because she's
hot.
sexually hot, but she's
hot
with the crowd.
The crowd loves her.
Yeah.
I love her too. They need to give that girl the belt. She deserves to be the champ.
She started with it.
Right. All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here. We're going to come back. We're going to get into the greatest weekly top 3 we've ever had at Nerd
I
Thug
can't believe
Radio.
we're doing this.
Hashtag talking nerdy to you.